Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another zombies video, and these type of Easter egg solves are the ones that are like my heart and soul of Easter egg searching, because it's the Easter eggs that have always been there before I even started really playing or get invested, like I say, into the zombie storyline. But it's a really cool solve. It's one that I hope maybe they'll kind of venture down that road in some sort of way in the newer games or the newer maps, maybe in Cold War. And this almost kind of ties into Cold War because I tell people on Twitter and maybe even on YouTube that, and also in other videos, that everything that Treyarch gives you in a trailer is there for a reason. It's just that people, understand. I fully 100% understand it. I don't want to go off topic already in the beginning of the video, but I understand people are invested in zombies in YouTube just for the money. I totally understand that people they don't work; it's their main income, and so they rush and put up any video really fast without even diving into what stuff means, and that does tie into Cold War because I see a lot of stuff that maybe might be an Easter egg and people aren't even venturing down or looking at it yet. So and that goes into this where I've told big YouTubers, um, they the zombies community and big YouTubers say that they love zombies, it's their passion, but yet they really only know like 5 or 10% of everything that's out there. People don't really go looking. And again, like I said, I know that I know what it's like to be young and you don't want to get ridiculed by other people. And there's a million billion trolls on Twitter that can't solve anything for themselves, so they just go and mock and ridicule other people. I totally understand all that, but like I said, this again is the heart and soul of why I like Easter egg searching. So to get started, um, as you know, Element 115 is considered in a couple ciphers and in a couple other maybe radios. It's considered um, a blue rock, or it's colored blue. It's kind of anything with the word blue is associated with Element 115. So you always hear blue. I know there's an origin cipher where it says like something blue, and then the soldiers got sick and stuff like that. So it's always been there. It's always been hinted at. So as you guys know, Element 115 is associated with the color blue, and it wasn't always blue, but I guess that's the one that they're kind of sticking with. Um, so moving on, just to kind of give you a quick backstory, if you're new to zombies, Element 115 is what crashed to Earth, sent by what we know now to be Phase, which was the blue entity in Revelations, and that's the other thing too. It wasn't a blue sun. It wasn't, but that's a whole story for another day, or I'll link the video to that one about the Dark Ether and Phase. So blue is what you have to take away from all this going forward. So how or what the solve is in the loading screen and also the cover art for Black Ops, the original Black Ops, uh, the soldier is holding akimbo M1911s, which are called Mustang and Sally. After you pack a punch them, it's called Mustang and Sally. And you'll see, and I'll try to use my mouse, you'll see that on here it says Sally. So at the time, I guess maybe prior to Black Ops getting released, I guess people didn't know what Sally was. Maybe they thought it was going to be a character, stuff like that. I think I vaguely remember stuff like that. And hopefully going forward, while I have a second to mention it, I hope this isn't something that somebody solved already, but I did search on Google and YouTube, and I don't think anybody figured this solve out. So anyways, going back to the cover art and poster and this image that's used a lot for Black Ops, Sally is written on one of the guns, and it has a numerical or Roman numerals or hash marks on it. But I don't think that we even know yet what that is, because I don't think there was ever a Sally that was mentioned or referenced, or even solved. So if anybody can figure out why it's called Sally, as far as if there was a background character, I don't know, or something like that. So anyways, Mustang and Sally, or the akimbo pistols that are used on the cover art, right? So I zoomed in, and you can see it says Sally, and I guess before that, like I said, people probably thought maybe it was a new character that was coming, or something like that, or somebody maybe in the campaign. Don't remember too much because, like I said, this goes before my time as far as really get invested in Easter eggs and Easter egg solving and stuff like that. So when you pack, like I said again, when you pack a punch, I should probably turn the volume down. But when you pack a punch, the M1911, as you'll see, they become Mustang and Sally, which is a reference to the cover art and the soldier on there. And this is from Kano Daytona. So what I did, I ended up checking before I go to the next one. I checked on World at War Doris, which had the first pack-a-punch. I don't think it was called Mustang and Sally on that. So this was something like like I said in Black Ops 1 that first came about, or the Easter egg they put in Black Ops 1, because I believe in Doris from World at War, they had some crazy name, but I tried looking into that. It definitely doesn't say Mustang and Sally. But starting with Kino and Black Ops 1, when you pack a punch to M1911, it says Mustang and Sally. And this is, I wanted to check on Revelations. So on Revelations, also Kino, I was like, let me just double check. I'm like, it pretty much got used, the term Mustang and Sally, throughout the whole, starting with Black Ops. So, like I said, this is a cool Easter egg solve. When you see where this is all going in a few minutes, I know I'm kind of dragging this on, but like I said, I learned a lot by talking to people like in the zombies community. It's hard for some people to make a connection. So as you see in Revelations Kino, same thing. I had the 1911 pack a punch it, and it becomes the Mustang and Sally again, which is pretty cool. Like I said, this is all referencing that cover art, something that's been there for a while, and that's how we get the Mustang and Sally's. So what the whole Easter egg solve is, if you search the song Mustang Sally, which is a reference to the guns and also a big reference, what everybody missed, to zombies. The Mustang Sally is a rhythm and blues song written and first recorded by Mark Rice in 1965. And this is where I'm like, wow, how clever. And I've said that a million times, because I'm really the only one that goes searching for stuff or can make connections, or one of the few people. It was released on the Blue Rock label. I'm like, wow, that is why it's always been in zombies and why it's always been in Call of Duty, how it was released on the Blue Rock label. I'm like, well, what else is Blue Rock? It's Element 115 is Blue Rock. 1965 was Sir Mac Rice as the artist, which is actually the original one. That happens a lot, and like I said, that how it ties into Cold War. If you look at Tainted Love, the original one, there's an original Tainted Love that didn't get any attention. Then somebody covered it, made a new version of it, and it became the more popular one. So it's funny how ironic the same thing was with this. Mark Rice created the first one on the Blue Rock label, but Wilson Pickett made a cover version of it, and it became more popular, and it's one that more people are familiar with. It's more uppity, I guess, like more upbeat, whereas the original Mark Rice version is not it's a little bit slower, more blues like, funny enough. And I wonder if there's not that many blues in zombies, but that'd be kind of cool if like rhythm and blues ended up being like the song or the theme kind of for zombies in itself, referencing like 115. And then John Lee Hooker recorded an entirely different song with similar title, Mustang Sally and GTO, obviously referencing the Ford Mustang, I believe. I think that's pretty much it for that. So here is also the cover, the album cover, maybe just the record, um, from 1965, Mustang Sally, and it says right here, Blue Rock. You know, that's crazy. That looks like, that's like I tell people too. I record this stuff live, one shot deal. I don't have time to keep recording, editing stuff. But I end up seeing stuff live while I'm recording. That really looks, that's crazy. I never even thought about that. It looks like the and I probably should re-record this, but it looks like when it's falling, element 115 is falling to Earth. Wow, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll post that on Twitter with Treyarch. But that's freaking amazing. I never even thought about that. Like I just literally went to Google and I searched Blue Rock, you know, Mark Rice. Sorry, Mac Rice. Mustang Sally, but that looks exactly how Element 115, and this is way before Element 115 was even a thing. How because that was more in the 80s, obviously with I can't remember his name, and I'm probably gonna get um, you know, made fun of. What is his name? That Bob Lazar. This is way before. This is like 20 years before Bob Lazar even thought of Element 115. But look at that. Like it looks like a blue rock falling to Earth. And that's like, oh, that's crazy. I never even thought about that. But anyways, and that also leads to my last point. Why the Mustang? It looks like a Dodge, but I believe it's a Mustang, and they can't use the Mustang, but the name or the image or logo. But that's probably why the Mustang is used a lot in Black Ops, also, because it's their signature, you know, Mustang and Sally. Now it all connects together. That it has to do with Element 115. And like I said, I hope like maybe the last thought, if anybody from Treyarch is watching, or knows anybody, why don't they put like a cool Easter egg, maybe DLC 4 or something like that, or like you activate all three blue Element 115 rocks, and then it plays like Mustang Sally. Um, I guess though it would have to be this version, Sir Mac Rice. Would make more sense rather than the new one. But either way, it's fine. I know the newer version sounds a lot better. Um, but that's crazy. I never even thought about that. That just blows my mind even more. How that looks exactly. Also like how it's falling in the Kino der Toten loading screen. That just blows my mind. And like I said, this is why I love looking for this stuff. And again, last thought again, one more time, why the Mustang's used in Blackout, was used in Blackout a lot, because it all references Element 115. That's crazy. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed. This kind of blew my mind. You can just hear my live reaction of how I'm like, that all makes sense now. I mean, I knew like the song and the reference, but to see, and I didn't even like, I just saw the blue rock. I'm like, oh, that's exactly why. But then to see that it looks like it's falling to Earth, is crazy. That's pretty amazing. I'm just blown away. Almost like a live reaction. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed.